What's going on, guys? Blazing here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me on another Raid Shadow Legends video. So, this popped out on my feed. Jay Giggs officially calling out every content creator. Now, I haven't watched this yet, but I want to see what he says, and I want to act live to this, right? Jay Giggs usually is pretty good about holding Plarium to, making sure that they're doing the right thing. And so calling out a content creator is kind of a big thing, but let me see what he says and, let's see if we agree with it.
That's right. I'm officially doing it. I'm officially calling out all of my fellow content creators and the community in the most loving way that I can do it. I think it's officially time for us to take some sort of action here. So if you're watching this, I would appreciate it if you would go bug the other content creators about reacting to this video, or at the very least watching it and sharing some thoughts. I know that a lot of them are probably similar to me in that they don't watch a lot of other raid videos, so this might not pop up for them. So I need you guys to go bug them about this.
Sometimes I try to watch everybody's content to support and, kind of see what everyone else is doing. And sometimes I'm just not in the know if, there's a lot of other content creators out there that figure out things before anyone else does. So definitely try to watch their content as much as possible because I'm still learning things myself.
This a little bit. I'm calling y'all out. I think it's time for us to try to make some sort of a change. This game is in such a bad state right now, and we've been gradually watching it get pulled further and further away from its potential over the last several years. Pretty much since the game came out, and that's tough. That's frustrating to watch because the game has such a good foundation. There's a lot in this game to enjoy, but Plarium almost refuses to let you enjoy it. It's almost like they're trying to do the worst things they can come up with just to see if they can still make as much money as they're making. And they must be, because it's only getting worse every single day, it feels like at this point lately. I don't think anybody needs to be convinced that this is terrible.
I like how he pulls up the 25x because that is, it's such a bad implementation of of what we were asking for. It's basically just the 15x. It's not going to be a 25x unless you pull a couple of hundred shards, right? So far, I'm with him. As soon as the side gets out of the way.
And it's one of many things that's terrible, but this is the freshest of them. This is a deliberate smack in the face, and people are going to participate in it because Plarium doesn't care what we say. There's been a pattern for years where Plarium does the thing that they do. All the content creators make videos about how bad it is. All of the comments echo the sentiment, and the community as a whole, at least the YouTube side of the community as a whole, kind of expresses, we don't like this, this is bad. But then we also turn right around from that and continue to give them money.
So, just on a quick note, the YouTube community will band together, right? But the YouTube community is only 5, maybe 10% if we're lucky of actual players that play the game. It has a lot of Krakens, a lot of whales and stuff like that. But there's a lot of players out there that just join, play the game for about a week or two, spend some money, and call it quits. There's a lot of those, and that's kind of where Plarium makes its money.
And continue to do the fusions, and buy their passes, and participate in the events and tournaments, and do all of the things that we just talked about how much we hate. So we say one thing, but then they have data and analytics and revenue that says another, and that's what they care about.
And again, that's where it's the YouTube community and everybody else, right? We have people again that don't watch YouTube. They download the game because they see it on a commercial or something, and they don't do their homework and how to play the game and whatnot. And literally they join up, they get a couple of microtransactions out of them, 50, 30, 40, $100. And that's how they make their money long term.
They care about the money, number one, but they also care about having analytics that back up the decisions they're making. So if we embrace this mindset of, well, we've got to do it because it's all we've got. They're apparently never going to stop doing fusions, so I might as well just do all the fusions. The events are never going to get better, so I might as well just do what I have. That, coupled with the culture they've created where you're missing out if you don't do everything. If you miss this fusion, you could be missing out on the next Brogni. If you don't do this event, you're not going to get all those legendary tomes at the bottom. You're missing out. If you don't pull your shards, you're missing out. How can you pass up on this?
I've said this for the longest time. Plarium is masters of FOMO. they make you feel that whatever's going on in game, you're going to miss out on. So they make it so you feel that no matter what, there's something there of value that you need on your account or that you must have. And that's how they get you.
You've got a 25x chance to get blah blah blah. How could you pass up? They're always trying to make you be empty. They're always trying to make you feel like you're missing out and that you need to spend money to not be missing out. And that's got to stop. It doesn't have to be that way. There's plenty of other mobile games that are not like this, right? And again, the foundation here is great, and there's a lot of fun to be had in the game. But this Champion Pass is the most boring, lazy, uninspired battle pass I've ever seen in a game since battle passes have been a thing. And if enough people buy this is what they'll look like forever. There will be no reason for them to change it or try to make it better if enough people buy it. And I worry that enough people have. But I feel like as a community, we need to try to make them understand that.
So it is a very, very lazy battle pass. So I'm not participating in it. I don't really care to participate in it. I know Ash did a video about the nostalgia, and that's how they're getting you. And that could very well be it. But myself, I don't feel the necessity for this, right? Um, I agree with him. I agree with him. It's very lazy. The rewards on it are crap, right? Now I don't play a lot of other mobile games, right? Raid's pretty much the only mobile game that I play. I do play Watcher, right? But not as much. And with that one, I'm actually having a lot of fun just logging on, doing some campaign and logging off. And maybe that's kind of what I need to do with Raid. But let's see what else he says.
That 50,000 silver, brews, and clan boss keys aren't enough for something like this. That's not going to cut it if you're trying to get our real life money. You can't do a crossover and not have the champ even look like the person it's supposed to look like. Who is this lady? That's not Xena. That's Christy from down the street in a Xena costume. They're not trying. They don't care. This is unbelievably uninteresting. And they don't care, and they don't have to care. And that's frustrating. And I think as a community, we can change that. I would love to see them. I would love to feel like they care about this game. I would love to feel like they care about the community. I would love to see anniversary events that are something more than the number of the year it is on the banners in the events tabs, but the same events and the same shit. Third year anniversary, we got cakes and threes. Fourth year anniversary, they dropped the cakes. We got fours. They don't do anything interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, I agree with him there. The events, celebrating anything for the accomplishments in game or anything like that feel very blah, right? They feel like they're just kind of, hey, here's another Dungeon Divers event. We're just going to put a 4 up or a cake or, just a 5, whatever. We're celebrating UDK's birthday by not, giving you a chance to get one on the right side of the rewards or get, some sort of soul or something. But we're going to make these Titan Path events where you're going to require to whale out on certain cases to get these things done, to get these points done. I think the Wukong one was one that I was like, okay, I could probably get behind and, at least get the 4-star soul. But I do feel like the events are kind of just like, meh, just kind of rinse and repeat wash. We're not getting anything fun and interesting to play around with.
Anniversary events in mobile games are supposed to be a big deal. That's supposed to be the developer saying, thank you for getting us another year in an industry where it's very tough to rack up years. This is a very competitive industry. This is tough.
He's right about that. Mobile games come and go, right? There's very few that have stuck around. And that's because, people have invested either time, energy, or money into their accounts. And, they don't want to let those accounts go. But yeah, it's a tough space.
So when your players carry you another year, you're supposed to appreciate that. That's supposed to mean something. But they have such clear disdain for their player base. Like they straight up have made it clear they don't even like us. That they put a few 4s. And for the 5th anniversary, they'll throw a few 5s in, if that. Because again, they downgraded from 3 to 4. So who knows what we're getting at the 5th year anniversary, but they don't like.
I just want to touch on just one quick thing here where he says they don't like us. you got to look at it as and this is not defending Plarium, right? But you got to look at it as business. Obviously, their bottom line is their number one thing. So they got to watch out for that. There's some things in the game that I agree with. There's some things that I don't. The way they rolled out this 25x, a 25x, an actual 25x would not have hurt them. Probably would have brought them some more money. But the thing is they create this scarcity of these champions, right, that are meta changing. And how else are they going to, keep the game running without you spending, right? I think Final Compagnie said it best. Thank you, all the whales out there that spend so I can be free to play.
Thank you. These other games, these other mobile games, some of them, it feels like they appreciate their players, and it's so noticeable. It's kind of the difference in how a small business feels about their customers versus how like Walmart feels about their customers. Like,
Mom and pop are going to appreciate you going in and spending, as opposed to Walmart. Walmart's got hundreds of thousands of locations, so it's definitely the mom and pop shop places are going to appreciate you and give you a better service, right? And I'd argue the fact that Plarium's probably more of a mom and pop compared to some of these AAA titles. Like if Blizzard came in and would blow Plarium out of the water if they really wanted to compete in this space.
they know that they're fine. They know they're getting your money, and they don't even really want to interact with you. They don't care what you think. They don't care what you think. They care how much money they make. They care what their data says. If we go into their wallets for a change, the game will get better, and I bet you it'll get better rapidly.
That's a double-edged sword. It may or may not. It may get better because, they'll try to draw back more players, whether it be spending or whatnot. Or they may just say, you know what, it's reached its life cycle. Let's close the doors and, servers are over and done with. You don't own your raid account. Plarium owns it, right? So everything you spend on it, it's not something that you can do anything with. If they shut down the servers, you can't play with it. Can't do anything with it.
I know that as the YouTube community, we're not the whole player base, and we're not even a majority of the player base, but we're enough of the player base. If we weren't, they wouldn't engage with us at all. There wouldn't be a content creator program. They wouldn't do the things with the content creators that they do. They wouldn't bother. But there's enough of us here, right? There's enough of the whale population that's engaged with the YouTube community to make a difference. We can't dry their whole well up, but we can put a dent in their revenue.
I think I kind of getting and seeing where he's going at with this. But trying to get 10 people, 20, 30 to get on board, easy. Trying to get hundreds of thousands of people on board, not so much. You could try. You may succeed 10, 20, 30% of the player base, and that would be a lot. But could it happen? It's very hard not for unity, but it's very hard to coordinate all of that, right?
There's plenty of this game to play without rewarding their nonsense. Continue to do Doom Tower, farm your dungeons, build your champions. Again, there's plenty of dungeons in the game. There's plenty to do. I've been playing the game like this for a while in the Free to Succeed series. I have not done any fusions. I tried to do one or two early on, but I haven't done any fusions. I don't get too caught up in their summon events. If there's a good 10x or something or an extra legendary, I'll summon occasionally. I don't bother much with the events or tournaments. I have so much more fun playing this game, the more disconnected I get from everything they're doing. I promise you there's fun to be had without participating in everything they're doing. And it's going to have to change because it's so unfun.
So he's definitely right on that. Like I said, I've been playing Watcher Realms on the side, and I've been really enjoying that game because I don't care about completing the events in there, right? I care about playing the game, having fun, enjoying it, building some of the champions, pulling some new champions. Like I don't think I've ever done anything more than like 10 shards at a time. Like as soon as I get 10, I have 10. Why am I not using them? Right. And it is fun. I do enjoy it. I enjoy the, arena aspect of the game there. I enjoy the campaign. I enjoy being able to kind of do and have some fun and interact with the game there. With Raid, it's definitely one of those things where it's like, if I don't do it, what's going to come that I'm missing out on, right? Again, FOMO. They're great at providing you with FOMO. They're great at two things: great graphics, great designs, and great FOMO.
It's so unfun.
So my wife got me this weird new kitchen knife.
Okay, so we got an ad right there.
Just tired of watching them treat their players like shit and get away with it. So again, I'm kind of officially calling my fellow content creators out. React to the video, share your thoughts on the video. If you agree or disagree, fine. I'm interested in the discussion, but I do believe if we all came together as a community, we can make enough of an impact that they have to start treating this game a little differently. And I would love to see this game start working its way back toward its potential rather than continuing to get aggressively yanked away from it. This game feels like it's getting worse by the day. And while I enjoy logging on and having stuff to rant about and making the skits, and that's all fun for me, what would be more fun, I think, is to log in and have this game be good and feel like Plarium's actually trying to take it in a healthy direction and feel like Plarium cared about their players a little bit. And for there to be stuff in the game that I really wanted to genuinely get invested in. You know what I mean? I have enough fun playing it the way I play it. And again, it's fun for me to log in and find stupid shit that they do and rant about it. I get a kick out of that, and other people seem to get a kick out of that. But like, dude, can we try a little bit, Plarium? Can you try a little bit to do something good? Sometimes. I think we can force them to, and that's basically what it's about. So it's official. I'm officially calling for the strike. Don't give them any money. Don't do any fusions. Stay out of the tournaments and events tabs. Don't participate in these stupid ass summon events they're doing. Right? If there's a 2x is a good summon event to play around in. The double Lego can be fun to play around in. 10x's and any of the x's don't do. Fuck these summon pool stupid ass events. Just disconnect for a little bit from all of this bullshit. Stop rewarding them. Don't buy packs. If you need, let's talk about one real quick, if it's still here. Something like this. This is an example of one. There's multiple versions of this. They're selling you fractions of a summon. And I hope that you hear that. I hope you hear that for what that is. That is, they want your real life money. They're offering you multiple different versions of packs for your real life money for a fraction of a summon.
The Prism shards are, listen, I think they're better than the 25x. I appreciate those better than the 25x, right? As long as it's not too, destroying my resources, I try to go for them, right? They're better than the 25x in my opinion, but he's got a point here. I mean, 5 for 5, a fraction. He's got a point. I cannot argue with that. There's no case that can be made on this part. It is just, yeah.
This is 1/6 of a summon, and they want your real money for that. There's another one that popped up for me that's 10. It's gone now. I hope everybody hears how insane that is. It's a game to them. They're fucking with you. And some of you are still giving them money. They're walking up and spitting in your face and you're paying them for it. We have to stop. We have to stop. So I guess it's official. I guess it's official. I'm the one doing it. I'm calling for the strike. I think as the YouTube community as a whole is big enough to make an impact and maybe make this game better. So let's see if we can't do that. That's right.
Okay. So I definitely agree with Jake Eggs. He's got a lot of points on this. And I'm gonna make it to, because of this recent fusion, the points needed for a lot of these events and everything going on. It feels like the last couple of months, probably, since like February, March, these events have been getting worse and worse and worse. And if we are getting conditioned to it, it's going to be the same. It might even get worse, right? I did mention in one of my last videos that my biggest issue is going to be if during these fusions, they do a 25x followed by a 10x, right? That's going to be a problem. We're going to require more shards, more resources, and it's already hard enough. And so I commend Jay Giggs, right? And he's not bashing, the company. He loves the game and he's talking about it passionately, right? So he wants change because he loves it and he wants it to be the next Clash, right? He wants it to be the next Genshin Impact. And those games have been around for a while, right? And I would definitely love to see Raid do the same. It's got the potential to be around for a very long time. Let me show you guys real quick what I meant about these events. We have this champion training event, and we're getting 5 fragments at 8,500 points. It's ridiculous. Or 8,200, sorry. There's no extra points, or there's no extra fragments for us to be coming out of any other event. So they've taken it away. They're allowing 0 room for error. And so it feels like we're just being bottlenecked. So I'm going to join JGigs. I'm not spending. I'm not going for this fusion. And, you know, I will do my best to try to stay out of these event tabs. Some of the events, you know, I think are worth for my account. Some of them I enjoy doing. But I'm honestly going to start playing Raid as Raid Shadow Legends and not as Wait Shadow Legends. And who knows? Maybe maybe I started free to play, although I don't know how well I do at it. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. What are you planning on doing? And just like he said, tag every other content creator in comments or whatever like that. Let's get some traction behind this, because I think he's right. I think we need to band together and get some change. As always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.